Hey, Olga, thank you so much for coming. So what this is we are going to be looking at a day in the life of your typical biotechnology researcher, which I am. However, today's not a typical day. Kind of our own fault. We should have rescheduled. Normally, I'm in lab attire, which I'm very clearly not in. Normally, I'm in the lab. I do research, so I am looking at gene mutations. I am looking at different medicines that I can push. I'm figuring out cures to diseases and all the beautiful, wonderful things that goes into science. Today, though, we have figured out a cure, what we think is a cure. And we're trying to figure out how exactly we're going to get research funding, how we're going to get clinical trials going, and pretty much everything that goes into getting new medicine out for the people, which is a good thing we do. There's so many things that you can do as a biotechnologist because you're not just researchers. I mean, there's the business side of it, which we're looking at today. There is the research side of it, which I kind of can't show you anyway because it's classified. And there's just so many different pathways that you can choose because you could become a doctor. A lot of people don't end up becoming doctors because that is a very difficult thing to do. Some people, like myself, choose to go into the research because you're still doing a lot of good for all these people. But while it's rigorous, it's not as impactful, I would say, in the sense that I'm not dealing directly with patients. I am looking at their genes and I'm dealing with that instead. So I'm not doing face-to-face with people, except for my coworkers who I do adore. Now, I'm not really allowed to show you the security, so when we get up here to the doors, you are going to have to cut that camera off. I'm so sorry. Because we just can't really let the people in, because there's a lot of things in here that people don't need to know. Well, the people can't know. But I mean, come on. We're doing great things. Now, I'm going to let you in. I'm going to let you in. We're not going to film that, so. Okay, so I can let you come in now. Now, obviously, I can't tell you everything that we talked about in here because a lot of the stuff isn't approved yet. But I can give you a little sneak peek about what we normally talk about over here because it's pretty much the same thing. Hey! So this is one of our researchers who works with me. He's been in here still doing some research. Our other researcher, Auburn, she was here for the meeting, but she has left us now because she has a casework for cystic fibrosis, I believe is what she said she's working on currently. She has a gene mutation that she's trying to figure out. So what we have found is pulmonary incendiarius. Now, basically, it's flaming lung. That's like the cool nickname that we're going to give it. Symptoms are a flaming lung, so your lungs are burning, it's very hot, you have a shortness of breath. We have 3 known cases right now, which is how we figured it out. We're hoping for 1 million in research. We're not going to get 1 million. We're going to get more. I'm telling you that now. We wanted to know how long we're going to do clinical trials. The cause is actually the Cinder gene mutation, and it's lysine and cevalene on the 5th codon. Albuterol is our possible treatment, but it's not all we have. If we did albuterol, we would get to do fast track with the FDA if we really wanted to, or we can always sell to a private business. That's one of the options. There's so many options. We're trying to figure out what works best right now, which is the state that we're in, which is why we need clinical trials and research money. And we're trying to figure out what we're going to call our new meds. We don't have a name yet, but we will figure it out. I'll see you guys later.
So what other careers would you have chosen if you weren't a biotechnologist?
It probably would have generally been in like the same area because I really just enjoy finding out new things. So something really anything like along the research vein is probably what I'd go for.
Nice. How much do you make as a biotechnologist?
Right now, I think I'm making about $70,000 a year.
Very nice. What is the coolest thing you've encountered?
So recently, I've been doing working with the cystic fibrosis gene and like finding out kind of like what drugs can be used to like alleviate those symptoms and everything. So it's been pretty cool to find out and everything.
Very nice. Rolling. So, what would you tell people wanting to enter this career path?
I think that if you want to be able to help people and you don't think you'll be able to like succeed at that as a doctor or some other profession, this would be a good career for you because you're doing more lab work, right? You're trying to find cures for diseases, and you will still help millions of people. I would say if you end up finding a cure for certain diseases.
Very admirable. So, let's say that you were in the lab. What would you wear, and how would that differ from the office?
So in the lab, of course, you would need a lab attire, hair pulled back, goggles, and gloves and stuff. Right, we're working with like chemicals and stuff. You just have to be safe, and it would differ. Office, we would just wear business casual, right? We're working to push out products. We have to look presentable, and it's a huge difference.
So, you're a biotechnologist. What does it take to get there?
You could major in it. 4 years bachelor degrees. That's one of the options. You could also just do any regular major, let's say chemistry, biology, business, and take a master's program, apply to a master's program or a PhD program. And it'll be a 3-year program. It's very rigorous. You'll do research, lab work, and eventually they'll help you push out a product in the master's and PhD program.
And how much do you make as a biotechnologist?
It can vary. It depends a lot because there are so many career options that you have. There's not one set path, but if I was to give a rough estimate, I think it'd be like 70,000 to 103,000 plus.